The South African Health Professionals Collaboration says it's disappointed by NCOP Health Committee's lack of adequate consultation and review of the NHI Bill. The group also says that the NCOP has failed to adequately consult or even consider the submissions made by numerous clinical bodies. I'm joined by KC Makhubele, who is the spokesperson of the South African Health Professionals Collaboration. Good evening, KC, and thank you for your time. Look, I think it's quite obvious now that there is a portion of the health sector, and I might even dare say the majority, that is really upset about how the consultation process over the NHI bill has been carried out. Why do you believe that it hasn't been sufficient? Where are the gaps that you've identified?
Thank you very much. If you look and you say the majority, I would like to say the most of the people in the health sector are just not happy at all. We have looked at the bill as it stood even before it was considered by Parliament, and there were quite a lot of gaps, and I'll mention some of them just now. But if you look at the process, we have gone through the process before Parliament. We dealt with the Health Committee in Parliament. We have dealt with the Health Committee when it comes to the NCOP, and we have made substantial suggestions on how we can improve. Let it be said from the onset that as a collaborative team, we are not against universal health care. We actually say that should be done, and there is a need for that. There is a need for the overhaul of the health the health sector in South Africa. However, the current bill does not do anything to actually take us to that universal health coverage. Now, you ask me the questions. Here are some of the examples. If you look at the bill as it stands at the moment, a very important factor, how and where are we going to get the money? Nobody can explain that to you. As you would have seen, many a time we have seen the Department of Health having a fight and a discussion with Treasury. So there is no indication whatsoever at this stage as to how this is going to be funded. Also, there is no clear indication as to how much is actually needed. Many other economists have worked through and given the amounts and all that, but we don't know. But most importantly, we don't know where it's coming from. Secondly, if you look at the bill as it stands and as it has been passed on the 21st by the Select Health Committee and in the NCOP, there is so much power that has been given to the minister. It's almost like the minister is going to now forgo every other duties that he's got and just run the NHI on a day-to-day basis. These are critical, important things that require people that understand health. I'm not saying the minister does not, but I mean, he's got other things to do. We need to look at the vehicle that will manage this particular bill, or should I say the NHI. If we look at the NHI and what it's supposed to do, it speaks about the treatment that needs to be covered. But in actual fact, if you look at the bill, it does not clearly define what is it that it will cover and what it will not cover. Now, how do you run and how do you go ahead and approve such a bill which does not indicate clearly what exactly it will cover and what it will not cover? Also, we speak about the health standards that the various clinics, the various quality health establishment need to make sure that they qualify to be ready to implement the NHI. I'll give you an example. The Free State, I looked at the report the other time, and it says only 2 of about 32 health facilities are ready for the NHI. And I've looked at other reports that indicate only Gauteng and Western Cape have actually had an opportunity to go through the process at a better rate than the other provinces. Now, how do we again approve when we know, the minister knows, and everybody knows that our facilities are not ready? But when we also look...
So Casey, ultimately, you believe that this bill is not in the best interest of patients. The vote in the NCOP is expected to take place, just later this week on the 29th, that is on Wednesday. Do you believe that that vote will still go ahead despite the dissatisfaction? Are you expecting that organizations that have come together under this collaborative effort, whether it's the South African Health Professionals Collaboration, which you represent, or even other organizations, are likely to go to court over this matter if, in fact, that vote is not postponed?
Indeed. So we represent over 25,000 plus health professionals. And we believe that looking and learning from the experience of how this process went through Parliament, it is most likely that in the NCOP it will also be completed and it will be voted on. Our concern is that none of the submissions that we have submitted, both to Parliament or to the NCOP, has actually been given any merit whatsoever, including even the Department of Health, which had submitted that they were going to look at Section 33 before the bill is passed, and now that has not been included. So there's so many things that has been excluded, and indeed, you are right. We as a collaborative, we are not going to sit back. We wish to work with Parliament. We want to work with everyone that is working on the NHI. But should we fail this, obviously we'll have to turn to the courts to fight for the patients, to fight for the people of South Africa, because we want a vehicle that actually works, a vehicle that's effective, not pushing something that has no wheels, and yet we want it to run at a 360 kilometers an hour.
All right. KC Makhubele is the spokesperson for the South African Health Professionals Collaboration.